Hey guys, I'm Nick. We've had a ton of questions about the Topwater 120. Hadn't had much time to fish from it in the past. Old Town did not send me this kayak. I borrowed it from the local tackle shop, kayak shop, Broxton Outdoors. James was nice enough to let me bring it home. I had to take some measurements, build our little new handles for the front and the handles for the side. I appreciate it. It was cool. I did spend some time in it. I had spent some time around it a few weeks ago. I've actually fished with a few people who have fished in it. So it was nice to get out on the water, pedal it around, cast from it, do some things. I'll talk to you about how I feel about it in a minute, but we're gonna start off. I'm gonna give you guys an overview of the kayak. We're gonna cut scenes, we'll go to the front, work our way to the rear. I'll show you guys what's on the kayak and what you get for $2,150. All right guys, from the front, you have the drain plug, which if you're gonna use this drain plug, you might as well just scoop the water out from the inside and dump it out. You have a carrying handle here. We've equipped this one with our handle that we made. You may not be able to see it too well from that angle. We'll look at it later on or an upcoming video, but you can grab it. You have a gear track mounted in there so you can mount GoPros or lights or whatever you need to mount on the front. Super sturdy, very strong. The stock handle is just as strong. Going back, you have the front hatch. Obviously, it's just rubber banded bungees. They have their sealed bags, so you're not gonna have any issues with that. When we're on the water, we keep life jacket with whistle, so we're good with the Coast Guard in there. The Topwater 120s, the Topwater series, does not come with the battery bag. That does come with the Predator series. Coming back a little bit further, we have the transducer hole. In that transducer hole, go ahead and turn the camera, honey. Keep going. Whoop, right there. We have the transducer hole. There's a transducer mount on the bottom that's universal. The plate actually unscrews. You can mount your transducer, screw it back in place. I prefer to go with the PVC mount, so I don't actually use the mount that comes with it, but it is nice that there's enough space in there now underneath to place a large transducer. Going back, you have the same overall pedal system. One thing to note about the pedal system on the Topwater series, it's a lot skinnier than the Predator series, so you have less room inside. Not a big deal, nothing too important. One thing that I noticed about this kayak when I first put it on the water is this piece here is plastic. Now it's not plastic on the Predator series, so you can see it's kind of wiggles a little bit. It bends pretty interesting. I haven't decided how I feel about that when it comes to durability. I haven't ever seen anyone break it. I like to strap my kayak to my trailer using this handle. With that being plastic, I don't know how I feel about it. Doesn't exist on the Predator series. Interesting, something to take note of. We'll just set this back down in here. Coming back, you have gear tracks built in on each side. You have small pockets right here that are about 6 inches wide, not very deep. Great for tossing some lures in there, maybe a packet of soft plastics or whatever, storing some stuff. It does come with a small area of foam padding, kind of looks like a yoga mat with little grooves in it. It has a ruler here. Doesn't seem really functional as far as being perfectly accurate, since the seat where I was sitting covers up the first 5-6 inches of it. But it is there. It's cool, nice little touch. If you notice on the kayak in here, once you get one, see one at the store, there's 2 scuppers in the front, 2 scuppers in the middle, and an additional 2, right? No, I lied, there's 4 back there in the rear. A topic that I've seen a ton of information about was this seat. People have not been friendly about this seat. I sat in it and I agree. It's not very comfortable. There have been a ton of people upgrading that seat, which the seat for the Predator costs $160. If you were interested in upgrading, you do a little bit of trimming on each side, and then it is plug and play. The Topwater series does not come with any kind of bag here or bag on the rear of the seat. Now, a nice feature about this is they have grooves right here and right here, and then there are grooves underneath the seat, and your rod, we can just sit right there. That's nice, quick little easy place to store it. I found myself setting mine like this and using the seat as a little area to store it. It was nice, it was convenient. I enjoyed it. That was a plus. Now, one thing I found very interesting is they placed a forward-facing rod holder right here. Now, I found this a little weird because it was a little awkward to steer sometimes because your elbow is like hitting this. You had to like put your arm around here to steer. So I don't know how functional that forward-facing rod holder is, but it is there. Interesting, but there. Standard handles on each side, super large cup holder over here. Very short, not very deep, but very wide. It's a cup holder, that's all it comes down to. It'll do a job. Obviously over here you have your handle. We'll turn that a little bit further. Just doing a quick walkthrough, all right? We'll have the handle here. That will put down your rudder. You steer with your left hand. Left is left, right is right. Comes with upgraded tension knob. That's cool. On the rudder systems, they're plastic, but it has a tensioner on it, you know, 2 turnbuckles so you can tighten the cables, which was nice. Something they should have did to the Predator series last year, year before. The plastic, failure. The plastic rudder has a carrying handle on it, which is nice. I'm a fan. The carrying handle actually does well. It works well in the Predator series as well. I haven't had any issues. Has proven to be pretty darn durable. Behind the seat, you have 2 rear-facing rod holders. Nothing special, just rear-facing rod holders. They're flush mounted. Underneath the seat, you have the lock and seal lid system. It's great. Provides access if you want to install a fish finder, run some wires, things like that. No complaints. I really wish that seal up there had the load and lock system. It's just a better system in my opinion. Hooks get caught in the bungees, whether it's a sabiki or treble hooks. We've had some battles with that, but nothing else really to it. There's another carrying handle back here in the rear. It's over here. Turn that camera real quick all the way. It's over here. It's kind of a weird area, all right? So I really prefer to grab it here, but then the back of the kayak's square. It's kind of awkward. Obviously, this bungee's here to lock that in place. Got the paddle clip there. Secure the seat with these straps. And that's really it. That's the kayak. Now, had a lot of questions about stability. Just turn the camera. We're good. We're good. We're good. Back in action. All right, so we had a lot of questions about stability. The kayak is stable, okay? If you've looked at design, saw pictures online, saw guys flip it over on purpose, the bottom is completely flat. Now, that's cool. It's going to provide stability. The squared off back also helps provide stability. One of the first things I noticed from a guy who primarily fishes from the Predator series is the front end. If you notice the front, it's kind of round. It kind of goes from pointy to round pretty quick, kind of like a native propel. That stops it from cutting through the water very quickly, but it provides that secondary stability. That's cool, but it does slow the kayak down. Now, a lot of people have referenced how fast it is, and yeah, it seems fast compared to some other kayaks, but being 12 foot long, the 13-foot Predator PDL, it's way faster, it's more efficient. That's one of the first things I noticed. I was on the water with my wife. She was in the Predator series, and she just left me, and she never even goes pedaling, okay? So that's a thought. For me, I look at this kayak as it was designed for bass fishermen. It was designed for small bodies of water. When I was pedaling it, one of the first things I noticed, the idea of having instant reverse is I pedal backwards a lot, right? Oh, look, a fish, slow down, hook a fish, pedal backwards. Oh, look, a dock, pedal backwards. It's important, you know, staying on the spot. And when I first pedaled backwards, forward, you know, steady, and then it cavitated and just pushed air underneath it. That's gonna have a lot to do with the hull design. It was super noisy. It didn't respond well. I didn't like it. So I'm just giving you my opinion, okay? Those are the things I noticed instantly and I wasn't a fan of. It's slow. Cavitation of the prop was pretty annoying to me. Now, I'm being picky, right? I'm just telling you guys how I feel about it from a guy who sits in a kayak every day of my life. The other thing that I'm not really a big fan of is it's so square and flat that I have a fishing mate cart, cradle cart, and multiple sea tug carts. Well, really multiple fishing mate carts, but they're all the same. but I can't get either of them to work well or efficient with this design, and that's kind of weird. With the handle placement being, you know, pretty much 10 to 12 inches inside there, and then offset in the rear, the kayak is heavy and awkward to carry, and it's actually easier to move the 13-foot PDL, the Predator, than it is this guy, because this guy is just awkward, even though the Predator is clearly heavier. Obviously, moving, storing, things like that should be your concern if you're looking to purchase the kayak. Overall build, obviously quality, lifetime haul warranty, 5 years on the pedal. Evidently the seat is only warranted for a year. I learned that yesterday actually, which is pretty interesting. I think we covered pretty much all of the stuff about, you know, how it looks, how it performs. A lot of people ask, would you buy it? And my answer is no. Now that's going to come, probably be some people who get frustrated about that. But my goal was always to provide honest feedback, and I wouldn't buy it. For $2,150 plus taxes, shipping, however you source it, a lot of guys are like, yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the seat. Well, if you upgrade the seat for $160, I believe after taxes at 7% in Florida, you're gonna be right around $2,470. For $2,500, you can buy the upgraded seat on the Predator PDL. It comes with a forward-facing rod holder on that side. It comes with storage underneath the seat, storage behind the seat. Just overall better designed kayak, in my opinion, for large bodies of water. Will this kayak shine great in small ponds, areas where you're not going to pedal very far? Yes, no doubt about it. Along the coast, where we go from fishing large bay systems to the Gulf of Mexico, I want a kayak that's going to pedal better, cover more water quickly and efficiently. Those are things that I have in mind. I actually put 2 clients in this kayak before I sat in it to see how they did throughout the day, and they did all right. But they probably worked a little harder. They don't know that. They were smaller people, so it fit them better, but it wasn't worth the trade-offs. I'm not trying to be harsh about it. I'm just giving you my opinion. If I was going to drop $2,100 or $2,500 to $2,900 on a kayak, because after taxes, that's about what the Predator PDL would be, I would buy the bigger kayak. It's more versatile. If you're not limited for space, storage, if you have a truck and you don't need to car top it, I would recommend going with the bigger model. If you are going to fish small bodies of water, you have a small car, you need to car top it, you're limited for space, maybe a 1-car garage or apartment, plan to travel with it on the back of an RV or top of a camper, yeah, quality product, gonna last for a long time. You won't have any issues with customer service. But if I'm gonna spend that much money, I would rather spend that much money on a kayak that can do a bit of everything and not just hit a price point. One of the biggest things that I thought about when I first got this kayak was, from a business standpoint, did Old Town take a $2,800 kayak and subtract things to fit a price point, or did they build a kayak to have the best possible value at $2,150? I still really don't have an answer. I'm not sure. It's not a bad product. It's not for what we do. I found some issues that I thought could be better, and I wanted you guys to see those. Obviously, Old Town did not send this to me. I wouldn't buy it for what we do. Not saying it's not good. I'm saying I wouldn't buy it for what we do. And I think that should be considered. A lot of the guys who watch our YouTube channel and Facebook pages fish along the coast. I'm not going to sit here and butter up a product. Don't mean to sound negative about it, but I don't want to tell you something and tell you it's great when it could be better for our area and the way we fish, or the bodies of water that we fish. If you guys have any questions, just get in the comment section and ask the question. I'll give you some honest feedback. But I think that's everything. Hope it wasn't too harsh. I'd like to hear your guys' input and your opinions on what you think about the things I said and the features of the kayak. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I hope you have a great rest of the day.